And my contents for educational purposes only. Can't stress enough for you guys to do your own research. Praise my content. Find any errors, throw it in the comments. None of us have been alive long enough to know all that transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. Hey man, I got a question for y'all, man. How aware are you of yourself? Are you? Now I know, just like sometimes when I ask questions on here, the response is, "What the fuck is you talking about?" Well, I'm saying that just like everything, awareness has levels. You know, some people only aware of their attitude once it's gone to the left. Then there are others that before you can see a visual or an audible response, they've caught wind of it and checked it. I'm pausing because sometimes I question myself as to whether I should share certain information, because I know, certain individuals are watching. But fuck them. People need to know what time it is. Those that are interested and may not be able to afford to go and buy books as readily as I can, etc., whatever, don't make you no worse or no better than nobody else. It's just a circumstance, so at any rate, I'm here to accommodate you. So this video is going to be a little bit about chakras. I did do a video basically laying out the 7 major chakras. However, upon further reading and research, I've come across updated information. Excuse me. And accordingly, I like to update new information on the channel. So that way, some people will be able to understand things that they may, experience and not know what to give it a name, or not know what to call it, not know what name to give it, not know how to identify exactly what they experienced is. So, I'm going to read a bit, then I'm going to talk to y'all for a bit. The main reason why I'm doing this video is because, when I wear a lot of my crystals, people tend to ask, well, what are they? And the first thing I say is, well, they're relevant to the chakra system. Are you familiar with it? A lot of people say, I've heard of it, or nah, I don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? So, instead of me, excuse me, making reference to somebody else's video, I figure, why not make my own? Whereas though I give them, give any of the viewers a little more detailed information as it relates to the chakras. So, with that being stated, here it is. Again, because I like giving people book references, this is a good book reference, especially for anybody who is already abreast of the chakra system and has already started unblocking theirs. And if you've already started that process, then you already have experienced certain senses heightening, etc. I'll leave it there. But what I'm about to read, we'll get into it a little further. So bear with me as I read for the people. All right. Chakras are vortices through which energy flows both in and out the body. When developed, they rotate like a turning wheel. Most literature on chakras discusses 7 main chakras, but we actually have hundreds located all over the body. Each acupressure and acupuncture point is an energy vortex and therefore a chakra. The energy that powers these vortices come from a number of sources, one being our own kundalini or evolutionary energy, another being the spiritual force within us. These energies come from inside the body and flow out the chakras. The chakras also receive. We may receive energy from other people, whether gently and imperceptibly or very aware in pulling it from them. When our energy is pulled by others, we may feel very sapped or snagged in a particular chakra. Being sent energy, we may feel bombarded. Spiritual energy, prana, and other energies all around us, we live in an ocean of energy, may also flow in through the chakra centers. People less developed in their evolutionary growth tend to bring in much more energy than they give out. In weakness or illness, people may pull in energy from more vitalized or developed people. Those who feel weak, depleted, or have a low self-image may be very strongly affected by others' energies, actually drawing on others, in which case they are called sappers. In another video, another video I did, what is that? I think it was called something to the effect of the 5 levels of spiritual development. It referred to that process I just read as energy vampires. I like to make people aware, and that's basically. But just refer to the video if you're curious of it. I read it from the documentation that I have. 1 second, let me make sure I put my do not disturb on here because I don't like to be disturbed when I'm doing a video. So with that out the way now, I can go ahead. 1 second. This one of them days. The name is unfamiliar in some instances because the act of pulling energy from others may make the difference in healing and getting enough strength to go ahead. It is a wonderful thing to be able to give energy to those who need it. Giving is part of our practice of visiting ill or depressed friends. We give energy from our chakras to help theirs to help them. Giving strengthens us. When energy is pulled or sucked from us, we can be weakened. There are people who habitually suck energy from others rather than develop their own. These may truly be called sappers or energy vampires. There's more information on this in chapter 11. People who are not very developed spiritually may be open to negative forces. Negative energy will come into their chakras, causing them to feel even worse than they do or to act in even more negative ways. A depressed person tends to put energies coming through the chakras on a depressed level, which only compounds problems. Evolved people have more energy flowing out of their chakras than in. Their chakras look like flowers in bloom. As they become more highly developed, the Kundalini energy radiating from the chakras blend with divine energy, continues to radiate out, then curves back to come in through the hands and feet, sometimes through other areas of the body, bringing a mixture of these energies into them. So, in other words, when you give energy, you can pull energy from the other person in the same process. And you know, a lot of cliche sayings come to mind. You know, all birds of a feather flock together, all water seeks its own level. You know, this is why, you know, your affiliation needs to be, you know, what's the word? I'm very, a person would say I'm very selective in who you allow around your energy, or you put your energy around, because you can be adversely affected if you're not, you know, as it says in the book, well developed spiritually. Our growth and development and are increasing during the Aquarian age. See, it references the Aquarian age because, you know, astrology is a lot more than just horoscopes. You know, when I first was introduced to horoscopes, I didn't even know that it was a part of astrology. And this was shit, decades ago. We go through many different moods and ways of being relating to different chakras in the process. The chakras listed in this book help you gain a greater understanding of the different energy frequencies that control or affect our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual states. During cleansing, you will find that fears or problems from this life and other lives may be locked or blocked at particular levels. Again, anybody that's had, a conversation with me relevant to certain subject matters, I always let them know, man, always remember that we were souls first. This ain't nothing but a rental car, because when this withers and dies, the true essence of what you are will move on and live on in a different, realm or dimension. A lot of people look at that type of lingo as, oh, that nigga crazy. Okay. Before you point your finger at somebody talking about they crazy, analyze yourself. Is all of your knowledge that you've compiled over your life come from the oppressors or the conquerors via their curriculums that are sanctioned? Yeah. So, unpoke your chest. You did, because anything you learn from them is what they want you to know. So, moving on. You may also find joys or wonderful times that did not assimilate and were not released into the body cells. Similarly, blocked in the energy pattern. Sometimes fear of the future will be evident. I suggest to beginning students of Kundalini that they let their energy flow directly out in front of their bodies rather than spin. Many times, all of the petals are not fully developed, and spinning only distorts the energy. Now, this is where the initial question comes from. How aware of your body are you? In meditation, a lot of times that is the conduit to higher levels of awareness, consciousness, and ascension. So, like I said, I'll leave it at that. I speak legibly, and if I feel as though something I said wasn't legible, I'll repeat it. So, anything that you guys who are watching or who may view this are curious of, talk it into your phone and start your your journey from there. You researching is simple, man. I related to what I did once I read Malcolm X's autobiography. Any word that I came across that I either couldn't pronounce or didn't know the meaning of, I looked it up. And in doing so, it was like a domino effect, you know. So same is true with, terms that you may hear me say, um, certain portions of knowledge I may, you know, dispense, when it comes to reading some of the documentation that I have at my disposal. So, just research, man, because a lot of people are used to the way the conquerors and or the oppressors, the oppressors have taught us. You regurgitate all this information, just, you memorize it long enough to regurgitate it on the test. And they call that being learned. Anyway, Kundalini movement and chakra cleansing. Okay? There are many chakras in the body, but 8 main ones will be used for this exercise. Those in the areas of the glands having extra importance in spiritual and evolutionary growth. In the beginning, use the following chakras: navel, solar plexus, heart, throat, fifth eye, crown chakra. Okay, the heart chakra is in the center of the chest, the throat chakra is the lower neck, the fifth eye is the center of the forehead, meaning up here, not where the third eye is located. Okay? And the crown chakra is in this region. Do this exercise lying down or in the lotus position. Take care that your back, neck, and head are straight. It is much easier and generally safer to lie down. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, in this diagram I'm about to show you, it shows 9 chakras. It shows 9 chakras. If you're still watching at this point, you may be wondering, well, what is the significance of all of this? Why are you, if that is the case, just keep listening, because it's about to, the significance of it is about to come to light. Again, before I continue reading, there's a video on YouTube, and if you talk or type what I'm about to say into your phone, you'll come up with an 11-minute and 20-second video, and that is the following: the 7 chakras, meanings and functions. That'll give you an elementary breakdown of what the chakras are, what their functions are, what they're attached to, and how they affect you. They're attached directly to the way you see yourself, certain emotions, and your physiology. Perfect example. If you have a closed heart chakra, you may experience heart issues. If you have a closed root chakra, you may have hip, leg, and or feet issues, so on and so forth. So, for those that look at this information as though it's bullshit, this is what modern medicine is never going to tell you. All they're going to do is prescribe you some of their drugs, because medicine is food. If it's not food, it's not medicine. So all they're going to do is prescribe you their drugs and have you scared to death to come up off them. Then back to the reading, people. Place your attention on your lower back, above the tailbone area. Do not go as far down as the tailbone, as this may release extra kundalini. Bring the energy from the lower back to the spine, then channel it out the front of the body through the navel chakra. Be aware of the energy flowing out. Don't force it, just let it happen. Be aware of the feel of the energy, the quality of the vibrations. You may experience strong feelings. If so, let them come. After a few minutes, bring the energy back to the spine, up and out the chakra in the solar plexus, just below the breastbone. Be aware of any changes in the vibrational quality of the energies. Continue bringing the energy back to the spine, up and out the next chakra. Always be aware of changes of vibrations, thoughts, and feelings, whether an area seems blocked or overloaded. Be aware, but do not get caught up in them. Just observe. If desired, make notes of your observations. See, as I've said before, just briefly, and I'm going to get back to the reading, a lot of times, man, we as people of today's society are so heavily preoccupied with our external existence at the neglect and expense of our inner existence, which is the most important. Because if see, it gets into the universal laws and all that. See, a lot of things we have not been taught. I just put this out. I made a short video and I posted it on Facebook. It's a lot about us that we don't know. And you can bet your black ass, well, let me stop using black, because that's a legal status. You can bet your behind that they know who and or what we are, the power that's lying dormant within us, and it's the reason why they keep us so heavily distracted with nonsense. Because the more you distracted with nonsense, the less inclined you are to give your attention to, which is, again, as the brother Phil Valentine eloquently stated, is the access point to who you are. The less inclined you are to get into the things that will elevate you to a position of power, whereas though their position in this society won't even matter. You don't think they know that? And see, we got so many microcosms of people. No, we have so many microcosms of the governmental structure where people are following the followers. They do exactly what they're told and taught. And they swear they're doing something slick. Swear that's admirable, worthy of note, notable, you know. Selling your own folk out. Anyway, for a seat at master's table. Place, where was I at? Okay, all right. Continue bringing the energy back up the spine, up and out the next chakra. Okay, I read that one too. After sending the energy out the crown chakra, let the kundalini energy, and in parentheses it says, this is what is being directed. Let the kundalini energy mix with the divine energy above your head. This divine energy is in the surrounding air at all times. Let this mixture shower over and penetrate into. Let me start that over. Pardon me, y'all. Let this mixture shower over and penetrate into your body. See chapter 15. Methods for kundalini release. Bathe your body inside and out with these beautiful energies from both polarities, heaven and earth, helping speed growth and development. After you've done this exercise several times and become comfortable with it, add the sex chakra, SEX, the sex chakra. When comfortable with that, add the root chakra on the tailbone. Note, we do not use the base chakra in this exercise because it may release too much energy. When you start with the higher chakras, you clear a path so that if great amounts of energy are released in the sexual or root areas, there is some place for it to go. Otherwise, the energy may become stuck and cause personality and health problems. See, this is one of the reasons why I chose to read this to y'all, because the chakras is something that a lot of us don't know anything about, and they're not going to teach you, because they want you strung out on their meds. They want to capitalize on killing you. If there is pain or a problem near a chakra, omit that chakra from the exercise until the problem clears. The extra energy may cause the situation. The extra energy may make the situation worse. Okay. Now. Okay. Chakra flows. One second. Let me go ahead and get right in broad daylight. Hey man, I enjoyed sharing this information with y'all, man. I just hope that people, don't, overlook the credence of the information that I'm dispensing to you guys, because it's not a professional platform. And I already have equipment, but other things take precedence. So when it's time for me to bring all the equipment out and better professionalize my platform, that'll occur at such time. But right now, what's more important, just as it would be at that time, is the information. Did you get the message? In other words. So, let me get back to it. All right. An underdeveloped person usually has numerous blocks around the edges of, or actually in, the chakras, slowing the energy or causing incorrect flow. After sufficient development in chakra cleansing, I have students direct the energy in a circular motion such that it looks clockwise from the outside of the body, counterclockwise from inside the body. This movement puts the main force of the flow on the left, emphasizing the emotional and spiritual levels, establishing a more solid base to work from, and enhancing understanding of energies. See, I've referenced energy, vibration, and frequency before too. It's just like anything else, man. All you gotta do is be willing to, read. That's for anybody that's interested in this information anyway. If you're not interested, man, go ahead and click off, and do what you do. Ain't no thing, you feel me? But I know it's plenty people that are interested in this type of knowledge and may not have come across it, what I'm reading. So, don't knock somebody else if you're not interested. Just go on and get into what you are interested in. This movement puts the main force of the flow on the left, emphasizing the emotional and spiritual levels, establishing a more solid base to work from, and enhancing understanding of energies. That's where I left off at. At later stages, I asked the students to reverse this flow. This emphasizes the right side or mental level and develops psychic abilities, power, and force. The danger in developing the right side first is that students will not have the understanding and wisdom to use the energy well and may not only find themselves in a little more trouble, but find many things happening to them that they do not understand and do not know how to work with or control. Okay? In some people, the general chakra flow is tipped upwards, as in, it gets wider as it goes up. Where's that at? Okay, this generally indicates Pollyanna type, who thinks everything is wonderful and sees only the good things in life. While it is nice to see the positive and the good, you must be aware of the negative side of people, lest you get tripped up by them. The opposite situation is the person whose chakra flow is always headed toward the ground. Such person can be cynical or in good times have great benevolence, though of a kind in which there is a feeling of condescension. When chakra flow tips more toward the right, a person will be judgmental and overly mental. When chakra flow tips to the left, a person may be overly emotional, trying to understand things to the point of not functioning well. Some people have high amounts of poorly assimilated energy in the body, such that the energy may flow in and out of the chakras with great force. When energy goes in great force, a person can be left manic or in states of unmaintainable ecstasy. This person does not have a good energy connection in the body. Energy drops and tends to go deep, creating a depressed state. The energy is literally pressed into the body. If you have these highs and lows, try not to let your highs be extremely high or your lows extremely low. Work for balance. See, that is the meditation. See, it's different forms and different levels of meditation. When you become aware of your body's energy and you work to control it, that's a hellified meditation. It's different than just getting in the lotus position, and going through a process of meditation. It's different. Try to feel the energy all over your body. Take the energy of the ecstasy or the depression, spread it all over the body, and assimilate it into yourself until you feel more balanced. In a more developed person, the chakras will gently flow in the direction which the person's destiny pattern requires. Let me read that again for y'all. In a more developed person, the chakras will gently flow in the direction which the person's destiny pattern requires. When needed, they will flow in the opposite direction. A chakra is much like a twirling bowl. In more developed people, there will be smaller vortices flowing within this bowl, like petals just inside the rim. In the compassionate and loving heart chakra, for example, there are 12 petals. I laid this out in my last video. I laid out how many petals are in each of the 7 chakras. However, in this one, they're dealing with 8. But if you want to know what I was just referring to, I'll read the sentence again once I'm done. Go back to that video, a brief explanation of chakras. It says in the compassionate and loving heart chakra, for example, there are 12 petals. In the solar plexus chakra, there are 10 petals. There are 12 in the smaller crown chakra and 960 in the outer crown chakra. See, man. We can only see a very small percentile of the reality around us. If we were able to see the actual reality as it exists, some of us wouldn't even be able to handle it. You know. And I'm just, I'm not gonna get into it, no deeper than what I need to. I know a lot of people watching this video really don't have an in-depth understanding of the information. So I don't want to confuse nobody. So I'm going to keep it basic. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it, in layman's terms. Okay. Hold on. Because I'm going to read through the whole paragraph. So let me finish this cigarette. There you go. When a chakra and its petals flow correctly, a certain frequency is set up, opening a person to psychic abilities or higher spiritual levels. A more highly developed person works at a higher octave of energy frequency. With a chakra cleansed and twirling correctly, a person has access through that frequency to higher octaves and may operate on higher dimensions. As psychic or spiritual abilities are developed, awareness and understanding of cosmic energy and other gifts abound. FYI, they don't pull the shit that they show us in movies out their ass. You hear me? They know shit that they don't teach us. And it's for a reason. Just like it's a reason why melanin sells for damn near $1,000 a gram and gold only sells for $47 a gram. If you know, you know. If you don't, do some research. It behooves you. Bear in mind that the beginner should not yet work for the higher octaves until the areas are cleansed and properly aligned. Distortions of energy, information, and behavior may result, leaving a person as if he or she had gone backward in growth. Don't get hung up on which symbol or color you are supposed to see in each chakra. As the chakras are cleansed and developed, you will see many symbols, including the crescent moon, squares, stars, triangles, diamond shapes, and circles. Colors will change as you are working on various energies, frequencies. Forcing yourself to work too early with the petals and the colors prescribed for each chakra can cause irritations and illness. A person reaches to higher octave levels, as a person reaches to higher octave levels, the chakra colors will be brilliant and radiant. In an undeveloped state, the colors are very dull or dark areas may show. Undeveloped people who have unbalanced chakra energy flow may relate to the world primarily through one or two chakras. Say one is a sexual chakra, it will not matter to, and I've experienced this before. A lot of y'all may have, so pay attention to what I'm about to read. I'm going to start over. Undeveloped people who have unbalanced chakra energy flow may relate to the world primarily through one or two chakras. Say one is a sexual chakra. It will not matter what you talk about. The person will soon turn it to a discussion of sex or use sexual terms. An overly emotional person will always get into feelings no matter what the subject. The overly mental may be unaware of the emotional, and sometimes unaware of the body as well. We need as much as possible to work for balanced chakra flow. Again, moderation. The chakras are located in